welcome back to my channel. It's me, Shakira, for those of you that don't know me. I'm really excited about today as this video has been highly requested, so I think it is about time that I do it. But today is going to be about how to grow your Instagram account. So, I mean, I wouldn't class myself as, like I haven't got millions of followers, but I did grow my account from nothing to almost 20,000 followers. Obviously Instagram fluctuates all the time, so I did get to 20k, but then I took a bit of a mental break from social media and it's just gone back down to 19 now. But I did just want to share how I sort of grew it to that point and how it is now. So I've got a few things that can hopefully help anyone that's just starting out in Instagram. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So with me, I started blogging when I was 14, and I started it just because my nan, who meant a lot to me, she was really unwell. She went through cancer and I used to self-harm, so I was trying to look for different ways to cope with my stress, and one of the ways I found that I really enjoyed was blogging. So I did start my own website, and I was 14, and when I was 15 I got my first job, and it was just a Saturday job, and so I used the money that I was getting from that to help my blog and my website take off. So I sort of saved as much as I could, and then I bought my own website, and that was with Blogspot, and now I'm with Wix, which I prefer so much more. I mean, I did love Blogspot and my views were so great on it, but I just needed a change, and I really love the templates that Wix has. So anyway, I started on there, and obviously at first, if you're going into blogging just to get free stuff, you're going into it for the wrong reason, I promise you. It takes so long to build a blog up, to build your Instagram, to build your website. So if you're just coming on here to try and get a quick fix, I'm afraid it's not gonna work. It does take time, but if you are doing it because you're passionate about what you are blogging about, then this is the right place for you to be. So at the start of the year, I always like to get a fresh notebook and write down some SMART targets. So this is one that I bought from the Huda Beauty pop-up when it came out. So I've sort of set this out with goals for 2020. And what I do is, so I first initially write down goals, and then so these are the ones I've wrote down at the start of the year. So I put achieve 30,000 followers on Instagram by 2021. Then I've got achieve 3,000 followers on Twitter by 2021 and get 1,000 likes on my Facebook page by 2021. And then when we turn over, this is how I'm going to achieve these goals. So this is really how the SMART method is going to help me to achieve them. So for those of you that don't know what SMART targets are, I have got a blog post describing everything, so I will leave that in the description box below, and that can sort of give you some idea of how to set your own SMART targets to make sure that you're really going to achieve them. So I've laid out a few things of how I'm going to achieve these goals. So for Instagram, I said that I'm going to post one thing each day, post a positive quote each day on my story, shout out to people that are commenting on my story. This really helps build that relationship with your audience and is very important. I know obviously, once you are trying to reach a big page, it's so easy to forget about the people that support you, but I promise you, if you keep commenting on their posts, it's going to really help you out, because they'll think, oh, this person's really genuine, and they really, they're really friendly as well, which always helps. So yeah, and then at least one IGTV video a month, and then I've got some goals for Twitter as well. So post things using the trending hashtags, post at least once a day, respond to popular tweets, and push my blog on Twitter. So those are just some of the SMART targets that I've set myself. Then I start to break those down. Once I've set those targets, I then start to look at content ideas that is really going to help me. And how I do this is I look at other people's pages that I think are doing really well. You know, they've got so many followers, they are really enjoying what they're doing as well, because that's always important. If you're not enjoying what you're doing and you're only doing it to get followers, then it's not right. But I love what I'm doing, and first of all, it only just started out as just, you know, I wasn't expecting to get where I am today. So yeah, so like I said, then I started to break it down to content. So for Instagram content ideas, I separate it into pictures and videos, and then I separate it into the 3 main pillars that I've got. So I learnt this tip from one of the masterclasses events that I went to from with Scarlett Dixon, Scarlett London. Someone that I follow called Charlotte, she was there, and she gave sort of a speech that was really helpful on, you know, how to make sure that your Instagram page is really professional and that you're not posting just random stuff. And that was to make sure that with your Instagram page you pick 3 main topics, so there'll be your 3 pillars, and you'll just post about those things so that people don't think, so hold on, her name's Makeup by Shakira, but she's posting food, she's posting travel, she's posting, you know, and don't get me wrong, you can do that, that's absolutely fine, but just to keep it simple for yourself is just to use 3 things. So mine is beauty, lifestyle and fashion. I'm just starting to get into fashion a bit more, which is great. So then with my pictures, I break it down into beauty, fashion, and then I haven't got lifestyle on here at the moment. But I just sort of do lifestyle when it comes, sort of thing. So I've got, for beauty, I can put memes on story, and then I break it down. So beauty, skincare, I've got skincare Sunday posts, I think in makeup Mondays and tutorial Thursdays. And then we've got fashion, so I've got London Insta hot spots. So places in London that are really good to take fashion pictures. And then we've got stories, so it'll be like quote of the day, positive things. And then we've got videos, so skincare Sunday every other week, 1-minute clips every Thursday for the tutorial Thursday, and then IGTV once a month. So it does really help to break down everything, just so that you can keep track of where you're going, what you're doing, what you need to have done. And also really useful is to keep a diary. So this is one that I've bought in WH Smith, and what it is, so it's got, show you a clean page, so you can write whatever date you want to start from, and then it's got an hourly schedule of the day, it's got notes, main objective here, and then you can have a bit more for the notes, and then it's got tasks and daily doodle. So I find this really helpful. I love having a good diary. It helps me keep sane, and it just helps me to keep track of what I'm posting and when I'm posting it. So I think that's a really good idea, because it's so easy, especially if you have a day off, say Saturday and Sunday. That's when I normally try to shoot as much content as possible. It's so easy to just get carried away and just think, oh my god, like I've wasted 4 hours already. Or, you know, when you do that, oh, I'll start in an hour, or I'll start in 2 hours, and then it gets to that and you're like, oh, I'm doing something else, so I'll start in another hour. And then it's so easy to just lose track and focus of what you really want to get out of that day. So I find it so helpful to keep a diary with what I'm doing by each hour. And then another thing as well on Instagram, to just help boost your engagement, I would say, is to really make sure that you're maximizing your hashtags. So on Instagram you're allowed 30 hashtags. I'm always making sure that I'm using them. They are there to help get you more exposure. That's what they're there for, so make sure you use it. I found that's really helped my following and really helped my engagement with posts. Something else that I find really helps as well is location tags, so tagging popular places. For example, on a lot of my posts I'll put London, United Kingdom, so then for my audience, my top audience is United Kingdom, but then a lot of it as well is from other countries like the US. So when anyone in the US searches up London, United Kingdom, your post will come under there. So it's really important to maximize that and make sure you're using it. Something else I would say for Instagram is if you can be a part of any engagement groups, they are really helpful. It is just like a you help me, I'll help you sort of thing. So it's pretty much just like you're in a group of people. Every time someone posts a new post, they'll put, oh, I've just posted a new post, check it out if you want to. You don't have to, but obviously the engagement groups work best when you do. And then vice versa, so it gets you a lot more exposure, which is really helpful. One thing I've also found really helpful, and you don't have to do it, it's only really if you feel like you want to or you have the money to. So on the little, I'm using my old phone for this because I'm using my new phone to film. So I'll just go on to one of my posts, for example. So this is the post that I've literally just posted. Make sure you check it out. And what you can do is see this little button here. It says promote. So you can click that. And then you can click where you want to send people that view your promotion. So you can click your profile, your website, or your direct messages. I always tend to go for my profile. And then you can define your audience. So it's really good because you can do an automatic audience which Instagram chooses for you based on your posts, or you can select your own. So my one that I did for, I just named it Makeup by Shakira, but you can name it anything. You can then edit what their interests are, where their locations are, ages, genders, so you can really narrow it down to who you want your post to reach. So this one is one that I've done, so the locations I've put is not far from where I work, so I've put it in this sort of radius so it'll reach all people there, but you can do it to as many places as you want. And then for interests, I've put things like fashion, makeup, blogs, makeup tutorials. And then for ages, I've put all, and 13 to 65, male and female. But you can alter them as much as you like. So and with them it's great because you can put as much money into an ad as you want. So if you only want to spend £5 on an ad, then you can. So you just put that as your budget and it will show you how many people that should reach. So yeah, so then this is the bit where you put your budget in. So you can put £30 over 6 days, or you can do say, even if you wanted to do £2 over 2 days, that's going to reach 1,100 to 3,000 people. So even just spending £2 is going to get you a lot more exposure. So sometimes it can be worth it doing things like that. I know some people probably don't like to, but if you have got like a few, like £2 or anything, it is really good to promote your posts, just because it does get them out there a lot more. But that's another great tip to do. And then yeah, for other things to make sure your Instagram page is going well, just make sure you're keeping your feed looking really nice, so no Snapchat filters. You know, making sure that if you have got a filter, it just looks really professional. The ones that I've started using are from Adobe Lightroom. So on the post that I did yesterday, as you can see, it's just helped it to look a lot more professional. and I'm going to be using that theme for a bit just to see how it goes. Another thing that helps as well, and it helps to make your account look really professional, is get a management. So I started my management with my influencer about 3 months ago, I want to say, and honestly it's the best thing I've ever done. So it's helped me secure more collaborations with brands, and it's just, they give you so much advice on your Instagram page, how to increase engagement, everything. So I really would suggest that. Another thing as well, and it's so easy to fall into the habit of not doing this, so making sure that in your bio it looks professional. So in my bio I've just got a little snappy little quote. So I came, I saw, I contoured, and then I've got my 3 pillars, so beauty, fashion and lifestyle, so that when someone clicks onto my page they can automatically see what my page is about. And then I've just got my management in there. So yeah, and then you can have your link to your website as well. So we don't want to see anything like, I don't know, Jake with a heart and the date that you got with them or anything like that. If you're trying to make your page professional, you have to leave that stuff for another account. Create a personal account and just have it on there. So yeah, make sure you separate your personal life to your business life if you want to create a successful Instagram. So that is the end of the video. I hope you really enjoyed it and I hope you're going to take some things away from this. So let me know if you really enjoyed this video. If you do, it'd be great if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So thank you guys, and I hope you're all keeping safe in quarantine, and I hope you're staying indoors. Please stay indoors. So yeah, see you next week. Bye.